Stinson Beach is a large public beach within the Golden Gate National Recreation Area located in the town of Stinson Beach, a popular getaway about an hour north of San Francisco in Marin County. And oh, the drive. More on that upcoming.
We reached the town of Stinson Beach. Now the Parkside Snack Bar is a very popular place. It's the more touristy spot. There were not a lot of people in line, being that it was a Monday, but there were enough folks there that we decided to drive around the block.
What was that?
I'm going to sit here for just a moment.
We arrived.
That was 10 miles of more than windy roads.
We went to Breakers, where my stomach calmed down enough to have a beer and eventually some fish and chips, while Darren had a cheeseburger and onion rings. Great food, great staff.
The pre-beach routine starts. Get rid of these old ice bags that are no longer frozen.
So normally when we do videos, we try to be helpful, Park here, go here, eat here. We weren't even going to film this weekend because the weather was iffy. We didn't think we were going to make it to the beach. So this is more of a day trip at Stinson Beach.
Gotta grab a bag, guys, for our cocktails.
Full service market.
Oh.
Have fresh veggies.
Well, they do have a store in this town. We always heard, oh man, that drive to Stinson Beach, it's the worst. That's not the case if you're coming from the north. Anytime we've been to Stinson Beach prior to this trip, we have traveled from the north, typically from Bodega Bay, passing through Marshall to get oysters if you're into oysters, or visiting Point Reyes National Seashore Area. We learned that yes, driving from the south, like from San Francisco, the drive can be challenging. Driving from the city, there are two routes. I was not aware of this, which at the day's end kind of irked me because I normally am dialed into directions. Patty, not so much. Off of the 101, you will take Highway 1 turnoff to Stinson Beach. Here there are two routes to take, the first being the Panoramic Highway, which is the route we took, and to me it's much safer, and I'll explain in a bit. The other route, which your in-car mapping will likely give you, is along Highway 1. 5 miles from the 101 as you go along the Shoreline Highway through residential areas, you're going to come up to a fork in the road, seen right here. Going to Stinson Beach, the mapping is going to have you go Highway 1. We got confused by the directions and went to the right of the fork towards Muir Woods and Mount Tamalpais, which is okay. Yes, it was windy, but it was scenic. But I would say When driving to Stinson Beach, take Highway 1. If the weather is nasty, take the panoramic highway up top. Now, the drive back is where we made the mistake, and I'll explain that at the end of the video.
Kind of confused by that. It says no dog or dogs on leash, but yet it says no dogs allowed on Stinson Beach or in the dunes. Dog permitted on leash in the parking lots. Got it. It says right there, no pets on beach. We'll see if people adhere to that. Universal sign for summer's ending. It is September 19th. Fall begins in a couple of days. Last summer weekend, no, it's a Monday, at Stinson Beach.
Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. I'm aiming for the sky. Everyone got stories.
Okay, leaving Stinson Beach, and only if you have to head south towards San Francisco or San Jose. Again, you have the panoramic highway up top, the way we came in, or Highway 1 at the bottom, the way we left, because that's the way Google Maps told us to go, and it was sketchy. As I mentioned previously, I honestly did not know there were two routes. I just assumed we were leaving the same way we arrived. At the fork in the road, we went straight. I suggest taking the upper route along the panoramic highway when you're leaving. As you can see, you are right along the coast, and yes, the scenery is spectacular, but it was nearly dark on this drive back. You can see there are sections where there are no guardrails. I can only imagine how many cars have gone off the road over time here off of Highway 1.
You have to really trust the driving of the oncoming vehicles and hope that they are paying attention to the road and not the scenery. In addition to potentially distracted drivers, there's wildlife everywhere. There was a camper van pulled over and we slowly passed them, and they were an Australian couple who had pulled over to look at the passing deer. We had a short, friendly chat.
We were looking at the deer, mate. I said, nice. Be careful, and by the way, turn your lights on. It was clear that it was a rental van, one of those Cruise America vans. So you have to be careful of tourists and wildlife darting out into the road. My final verdict is this: when traveling to Stinson Beach and you're coming from San Jose or San Francisco from the south, take Highway 1 there, because not only is it spectacular, but you're closer to the mountain and not so much over the cliff. Of course, if you're going to Muir Woods, you have to take the panoramic highway. But when heading back, take the upper panoramic highway back, because it doesn't take you along those high cliffs. Be safe and enjoy, and thank you for watching SippyCupAdventures.